Good morning, guys. It is Chronicles. Good morning. Yes. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Got a couple of things I need to type right quick. All right. Hi. Come on in. Good morning. Hi, Malika Leek. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Yes, I'm just a little late, just a little. I had some stuff I was trying to get done before I hopped on this morning. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, I see y'all coming in. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get celebrity news out of the way. All right, first things first. Hope you guys got your coffee, got out of the house, got to work, did what you got to do this morning. It is Friday. This is Car Chronicles for those of you joining for the very first time. Good morning to my caramelians. Good morning, any content creators joining us this morning. Good morning, trolls, because we know you're here. Okay. Hope you guys checked out the live from last night. We had a pretty good live where I shared a very good interview. Oh, my God. If you missed that, you missed a treat. So if you did not check that out, check it out. Please go on over and like the video. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do that as well. All right. Let's get to it. We have an update in the Shanquella Robinson case. All right, let's talk about it because we have not talked about it in a little while. And I told you guys I would not be speaking on it unless I had concrete updated information, because I know a lot of, false information was being put out there. And I said, yeah. I'm going to do my research first. And then anything that I run across that's concrete, I will discuss it on my channel with my caramelians so that you guys can be in the know. Okay, so it says that Shanquella Robinson, there's a Shanquella Robinson update. It says that Mexican AG says that there is no I can't even say the word impunity, okay, in the case, and they're still seeking extradition in the suspect or suspects. All right. He says that it's been nearly 4 months since Shanquella Robinson died within the first 24 hours of a group trip to Cabo, and it doesn't appear that Mexican authorities are much closer to bringing those responsible to justice, but they're trying, they're saying apparently. All right, it's saying that according to the WCNC, State Attorney General Daniel De La Rosa Anye of the Baja California Sur Attorney General's office held a recent press conference during which he was asked to comment on the investigation into Robinson's death. It says that truthfully, he didn't say much outside of the fact that authorities had identified a suspect and are now seeking to have the person who hasn't been named publicly extradited back to Mexico. So they are still working on having the suspect, who we all know to be Dejanay. Okay, so y'all know how it works. They're gonna start with the big fish because she was the one seen on video attacking Shanquella. So they're gonna get her first, and then they're gonna work their way down. That's just how it works. They want the big fish first. Then they work their way down to the others who were also involved and or had something to do with it. But they did say that they are still seeking extradition of the suspect involved. All right. So that's all we have on that for her. Prayers for her family, because I know every time they go and do press conferences, they're upset at the fact that they're not getting a lot of information on this case. They're tired of waiting. It's been 4 months since this girl was attacked and lost her life in this situation. It's time something be done. Somebody should be arrested by now. Someone should be arrested by now. So trust and believe the authorities and the FBI and everybody else know exactly where these people are. They know where they are. They're hiding, but trust and believe they know where they are. They can't leave the U.S. So it's so many places that you can go. All right. When the feds is looking for you, baby, trust and believe. They ain't saying, just because they ain't saying nothing knocking on your door yet does not mean that they don't know where you are and that they cannot come and pick you up if and when they need to do that. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right, hold on. All right, so Carlos King, honey, let's go ahead and talk about him. Let's get this out the way. Did I have more celebrity news? Oh, I do. Let's not go into let's not go into him yet. All right, so TJ Holmes, honey, let's talk about him right quick. TJ Holmes, honey, from ABC, who's in trouble now with having this affair with one of his colleagues that works with ABC News. Y'all know who we're talking about. It says that he allegedly had a previous sexual relationship with an ABC staffer who was seeking mentorship. You guys may have seen that on my community wall. All right. She is saying, the young lady is saying that he was a predator who took full advantage of his position. Okay. All right. It says that according to recent reports, the 45-year-old TV personality is being accused of previously abusing his position and having sexual relations with a network employee. It says that reportedly then the 24-year-old scriptwriter named Jasmine Pettaway reached out to Holmes in hopes of navigating a career in television. It says that according to an insider that the two got close after working the same shifts together. All right. Then it says that the source says that it was Jasmine's first real job in television, and it was a big deal for her. It says that she was looking for a mentor, and she reached out to several people. It says that TJ was someone who was responsive. I'm sure he was, but he absolutely abused the position of trust. All right. It says that it was that he was it says that he was a predator. All right. This is what she's saying. He was a predator who took full advantage of his position. And she says that he was reckless. Says that reportedly the alleged relationship started up in 2015 when Holmes was still married to his now estranged wife, Marilee Feiberg, however you pronounce it. According to the insider, says that Pettaway began joining Holmes for drinking sessions after work, which eventually sparked a sexual encounter. Says that Holmes was someone who would grab drinks, and he and Jasmine started doing that. Okay. Says that you must remember that he was a correspondent at the time and that he's taken time to speak to her about work or whatever. It says that I don't know how long that had been going on before it got sexual. It says, but I do know that the first time it did happen was in his office, and says that he was about to go on air in a couple hours after that. So he done went back and got him some before he went on air, child. Says that the source also alleged that Pettaway witnessed Holmes drinking in his office at times. All right. It says that additionally, the source added that the media professional began to get handsy, okay, with the writer in public, and stating says that he didn't seem to care. Says, you know, he's wearing his ring. Says he has a wife. Says that he has a relatively high profile job, but he wasn't acting like he was concerned about that either of those things at the time. All right. It says, as previously reported, both Holmes and new partner anchor, y'all know Amy Robach, are allegedly lawyering up to fight their ABC suspension. Okay. So what y'all think about that? So this is not the first relationship that he's had at ABC. So now he's lawyering up with his relationship with Amy Robach, as to say that they don't feel that they should be suspended and or lose their positions and, you know, mess their career up over this situation in their relationship. And they were also trying to say that they feel like ABC is doing what they're doing in terms of trying to get them off of ABC or fire them because TJ Holmes is a black man. I said, that's some total bullshit. You have violated the conduct code. What is it? The code of conduct code. Okay. You're free to date whoever you want to, but you cannot be doing certain things like that at work. You cannot be in your office drinking and having inappropriate relationships with people at work. You just cannot be doing that. You just cannot be doing that. You cannot be being handsy and touching people inappropriately on the job. That's just not a good look. ABC, I mean, they're standing behind what they're standing behind as it relates to. And when anybody that works in a high prestige job or any job, there's certain rules and regulations that you have to follow. Even when you get hired, there's certain paperwork that you have to sign. Code of conduct. They really, on my job, they really press that. You cannot be at work doing inappropriate stuff. You just cannot be sleeping with employees at work, drinking alcohol at work right before he went on air. Like, dude. Now you're in a whole nother relationship with somebody that you work with, which has now become public. And now you want to sit here and be defensive when you done signed paperwork saying you would not violate the code of conduct. And you've done that. It sounds like several times because several women have come forward to say that he's had some type of inappropriate interaction with them on the job. Okay. So, I don't want to fool with somebody I work with anyway. Like, damn, it never ends well. When you break up, when you decide to go your separate way, you still got to see this person at work. They're going to be harassing the hell out of you. Like, y'all already know how that works. Don't be dating people that you work with, y'all. It's just not a good look. All right. Yeah. I love my husband down, but baby, I don't want to work with him. And there's no shade towards him. I just don't. It's certain things should just have certain boundaries. Just should have certain boundaries. I love my husband. I don't want to work with my husband. I mean, I see you all the time at home, baby, and I love you down, but I don't want to see you at home and at work. That's too much. That's too much. I need a break. All right, let's move on. So Carlos King gets called out by Love and Marriage Huntsville fans for his comments about Melody and Martell, as well as trying to convince Melody that it is okay to stay with Martell. Now, we already know who Martell is and how he is and what he has done. He ain't got to go into the whole story and backlog of that. Those of you who follow my channel know I follow everything as it relates to Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Now, they're saying because he is considered that their marriage is something beautiful. Carlos says that Melody and Martell's marriage is something beautiful. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the hell is it beautiful when he was a whole narcissistic, lying, cheating ass, abusive husband, if you will? Like, what is beautiful about that? I don't understand that. Martell was a damn monster and still continues to be a monster. So Carlos pretty much looked over Melody's pain in an effort to praise an abusive marriage, okay, because it doesn't look good for his platform for Melody and Martell to no longer be together. That's what it's about. It's about a coin. It's about appearances for Carlos King. He don't give a damn about somebody being yelled at home, about somebody being cheated on, about a whole baby being born outside the marriage, about a whole man out here lunging at a woman on camera. And I know you've seen this because this is your show. So what is beautiful about watching a grown-ass man lunging at a woman to try to put paws on her, watching her crying her eyes out on national television because he's continuing to disrespect her? What is beautiful about that? The black woman is the most disrespected thing on this earth. We are the most disrespected, okay, by men. And we're supposed to be protected by men, but it's not looking that way as it relates to Carlos. His whole thinking capability about this whole situation about Melody and Martell is just warped. Okay, I don't know what kind of household he grew up in, what kind of love he was introduced to, but that's just not it. Okay, that's just not it. So you praise someone and you reward someone on a platform that doesn't promote that promotes and tolerate violence. Okay, with a spot on a show and disgrace and disrespect and beat down and verbally and allegedly physically abuse a black woman on national television. Okay. And we've already seen where he's broken up his marriage. He's thrown it in his wife's face. And Carlos has sat there and cried for Martell versus crying for the victim who was actually hurt in the situation. So what you crying for him for? Why all the tears? Why you breaking down? Why you on that bullshit on national television for Martell, who was sitting there like this? Like, okay, when you get done, Carlos, that's the look he was giving. Like, okay. He didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn. I already told y'all, Martell did not give a damn about no tears. And even when he wanted to cry, he stopped crying. His dark heart would not allow him to cry and feel emotional for the pain that he gave this woman or put her through, rather. Okay. Now, Oprah Winfrey made a statement that says that the OWN network is not a place for ratchet shows and or behavior. Oprah said that. Okay. So why is it tolerated on the OWN network if that's how she feels? Why is this ratchet behavior, this ratchet ghetto behavior tolerated on the OWN network? How is Carlos able to continue to keep getting by with making episode after episode after episode of toxic relationships for black women and for any women or anyone who watches that network to see? So it's almost like you are condoning this behavior for ratings. Okay. A lot of people have been tearing in his ass about it. We're going to read it here in a second. I'm going to also play you guys an audio of a deleted scene of the reunion that you guys were not privy to. I have it here and I'm going to play it for you here in a second. Okay. All right. All right. So let me read some of the comments that some of the people that came for Carlos had to say. It says that it is incredibly offensive for anyone to suggest any woman is made to endure what Martell has put Melody through. Okay. Another person wrote, I don't understand this need to push this toxic relationship. It says it is sick. Martell is abusive and disgusting, watching everyone coddle him. All right. Another person wrote, I'm going to need Carlos to examine why he thinks it's okay to tell this woman that she is made for a man who is a cheater and an abuser and lack the introspection to even try to change. Okay. It says, what is fateful about that? It says that this is so gross. All right. And then somebody else wrote, we need to stop telling Black women to accept less. We are not made for another person. That's gaslighting. It says we choose our person in marriage. He decided to choose his mistress so she can decide to move on, love herself, and find her happiness. And I love her for that. Okay. That is what someone had to say. Let me play this audio for you guys so that you guys can hear the deleted version of what was done at the reunion. Okay.
You got married at
Carlos King speaking to Melody.
And you were proposed to on your graduation day. And one thing I always say is one of the most important moments in a woman's life is obviously, yes, the day she gets married and pregnant, but also the day she graduates, because it's sort of like a pat on the back that I achieved something on my own. And then for that day to also be blessed with the love of your life saying, I want to share in this success with you. And when you look at your life, Melody, and you see how you've been able, right, to do it on your own, does it sometimes makes you sad that, like I said to him, the plan is different?
I had that moment for me was last year when I released my first song. I had that moment because, again, stuff we talked about, planned out, and it was like, whoa, I'm doing this by myself. And I never would have thought I would have been doing it by myself, but I still pushed through, still did the things I wanted to do. But that was the moment for me. Yeah.
And listen, I don't want you.
Melody is emotional, and now Carlos is getting emotional.
We've had enough of that. But at one point in time, you two were madly in love with each other. Y'all were best friends. I think y'all can attest to the fact that, because we will all make jokes like, there is something about the two of them, like they're made for each other. And I've said this to you, and I apologize for saying that to you a couple of years ago, because I don't want to come across disrespectful. But I've always said, like, I said this on my podcast, I think God created Melody and Martell for each other. And I will stand by that despite the backlash I may receive. I have never met a couple who were so in sync with each other. And that's why when we saw the Destin trip and we saw those little tidbits of the snacks and the food, it was just a glimpse of like, there's just something about the two of you.
What the hell was he thinking? What did y'all think about it? I said, Carlos, what is wrong with you? What is wrong? First of all, you making her have to film with him, which is uncomfortable as hell, knowing everything he's done to her. He's steady pushing this narrative of Melody trying to get back with Martell. Now, whenever Melody first filed for a divorce, Carlos had a conversation with Melody and asked her to try to reconcile back with Martell. After everything he had done to her, I see somebody I was about to say it. Why folk come? Why folk come would this woman go back to a situation as toxic as that? You done had a whole child and everything on this woman. Why in the hell would she go back to that situation? Thank you so much, LaTanya Allen. Okay, says keep up the good work, Caramel. Always giving great commentary and reads. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for tuning in. Okay, why in the world? Can somebody tell me that? I got one more video I want to play. This is I want to say season 3, where Melody did her season 4? Season 3, season 4, where Melody was doing her album release. It was at her album release party. She did not invite Martell, but he showed up there unannounced and unbeknownst to Melody. Okay, she was pissed that he just showed up out of the blue. He came dressed up in this tight ass. Y'all remember this tight ass white, looking like a penguin, white suit that was tight as hell on his arms. She did not invite him there. He just popped up there and she asked him why was he there. And then at the end of the day, he said, I came to congratulate you. Lies. You came because you wanted to get some clout. He had already told everybody that he made her and the song was about me, that I should be here. He was pissed that she was moving on without him and getting all this clout about this song. Okay. Let me play this for y'all. Because baby, when I heard this, I said, oh my God. This is going to tie into what I'm just talking about. Martell is jealous of Melody. And any type of shine that she gets, he is pissed about it because he wants to be on the other end of that clout. Martell don't have nothing going on for him. He don't know how to be successful. So him holding on to Melody and watching her be successful, he still feels like that he is entitled to her success. and to be able to claim her success in an effort to say that he helped her get where she got. So he felt in this moment that he could just pull up on her. Okay, let me back it up. Give me 1 second. When I saw this, I was just like, I had to go back and look at. I like to go back and look at old stuff. Give me a second. Hold up. All right.
I literally didn't expect Martell to be present at all.
So he pulls up to the party.
Get an invite. The party was all white. He showed up in black and white.
I'll give you 5 minutes, all right? You hear me?
Now he wants to pull me off to the side to have a conversation. I know one thing for sure. I definitely don't need more blow-up fights like what happened in Vegas at my video premiere party.
So I heard through the grapevine that you was having this event, so I want to come and show some support.
I definitely wasn't expecting you to be here.
That's
why you weren't given an invitation.
And I just feel that it's only right for me to come here and let you know that I do support you.
A phone call could have done that.
You know, we talk every single
I'm
day.
sending a phone call first of saying, hey, Mel, I know your video's coming out. I support you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That could have happened first.
But
Instead, you just kind of crashed my party.
No, I'm not going to crash anything. It's all positive vibes here.
Oh, really?
Anything.
Okay, come on, positive vibes. Where you get that lingo?
But it's just what it is. I mean, seriously. And I'm really supporting you. I was there in the beginning days of you working hard and putting your due diligence in to get you here. So I think it's only right for me to show up. We do have 4 children together, so I better support your ass. And I hope you be successful. Because I think the more successful you are, the more it's going to help our children. So, yeah, just do your thing. So it's like, congratulations to you and your song. I know I've been in this song for a minute, but you say it ain't all about me. It's really about, empowering other women and really helping them get through their whatever, So, I didn't want to take all your time. I didn't want to speak in front of everybody.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate you pulling me to the side. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So he thought that he was going to get to give her a hug, and she stuck her hand out to shake his hand, and he kind of stood and looked at her like, are you really going to stick your hand out to shake your hand and instead of giving me a hug? He thought he was just going to be able to pull up to the party and just be like the old Melody and Martell. And she was telling him, you weren't invited. First of all, why would you come and crash my party? He was saying, I'm not coming here to crash your party. I just came here to congratulate you. And she said that a telephone call or a text message would have been fine. He said, well, no, I felt like I needed to be here and I support you. And, the more that you're successful, that's great. I support you because you're doing it for our kids. Well, what are you doing for the kids, Martell? So you're putting it all on her, pushing her, telling her, yeah, go be successful because whatever you're doing is for the kids. Meanwhile, you ain't doing nothing for the kids. Okay. You ain't doing nothing for them. So just the sheer audacity of him to feel like it was just okay for him to just pull up to this woman's party. And she said that the color code for the party was supposed to be in white, all white. He pull up in a black and white suit. And then he wants to be in all the pictures. So any picture that Melody was taking, he come running over there getting in all the pictures because he wanted to get that clout. That's all it was. He was like, oh, you're not going to invite me to the party? I'm just going to invite myself. And that's just the way he operates. Martell thinks that he can do whatever he wants to do to whomever he want to do it to, whenever he want to do it, and in front of whoever he want to do it in front of. And it was no different in this particular situation where he just pulled up on this woman and she was looking like, what are you doing here? And that's the same way he feels that he still has this hold and this, he still feels he has this hold on Melody to where he can still do what he wants to do. And I just totally disagree with that with Martell. Melody, I think she should put more boundaries down as it relates to him. And I think she holds back a lot in terms of like getting the police and all that involved with Martell because she don't want to see the children of her, her children's father be locked up or whatever. But I think Martell needs a rude awakening. Because a person who feel like they can go as far as they want to go with no accountability will do anything. And we've seen it several times. Martell feels that he can do what the hell he wants to do. And he just really feels that way. And I feel like with all this stuff that he's doing with the stalking, running up on her, just running his mouth, going around degrading her, calling her friends and talking trash about her, she needs to get some type of legal stuff involved as it relates to him. And if he continues to do it and he violates it, then that ass needs to be locked up, period. You could be my children's father, but if you go step out of those boundaries, then you got to go to jail. Because you're telling me that you don't respect the boundaries that I put in place as it relates to myself. So what is he going to do when he see her out and about with this new man that she's dating, is he going to feel like he can just pop up on her like he did before and be disrespectful and put a camera? Like he put his phone in Melody's date's face. The last time Melody went out on this date, there's a whole video of it. Melody was sitting down at the table with her date. Martell walks up to the table while Melody is on a date, y'all. Has his phone and puts the phone on camera, like on video, and is filming this man, putting his phone in this man's face, filming him, talking about what y'all doing here, what y'all doing here. That's disrespectful. This woman has filed for divorce from you. You have no more rights to her. So for you to walk in and follow this woman and stalk her into a restaurant, put your phone in her date's face and start asking questions like, you the police? Like, that's just team too much. I would have called 911 and had his ass arrested for stalking and everything else. Trust me, he would not pull up on me no more. And I think Melody should be a little more aggressive as it relates to Martell, or he's just not going to stop. And it's going to become more and more dangerous whenever she becomes public, whatever who she's dating. And I just know it, because Martell feels like he can be with everybody. But as soon as Melody step out with somebody, then here he comes. Oh, it's so wrong for you to be with somebody. You still my wife. In his mind, Melody is still his wife. So he's not going to let her live her life. And people like that, those are people who wind up on First 48. I'm telling you. Now, it's also been said that Martell has a insurance policy on Melody as well. That's something else that's very alarming to me. Martell has an insurance policy on Melody. Okay, so it's like he has this ulterior motive. And at the end of the day, sir, that screams crazy to me. You're no longer married to her. What you need an insurance policy on this woman for? Okay, what you got an insurance policy on her for, Martell? What you trying to do? What you cooking up? Okay, he's unstable mentally. Everything that he's tried to do to get her to come back is not working. So now you out here with a whole insurance policy on this woman. What are you planning to do? Because you got eyes on you, sir. Everybody is watching this situation now, because we see you. We've seen you be violent on national TV. Thank God they filmed him acting a fool on this woman on national television. And I pray that nothing ever happens to her, so they can go back and roll footage and see the type of person that he is and the things that he's done. And the fact that he is very aggressive. He is super aggressive. And the fact that Carlos King still allows Martell to be on this platform and say, oh, there's no way that he's going to be fired. Why not? You are his boss. He is still portraying, and you said it on the reunion, that you continue to have these outbursts, these dangerous outbursts. So you recognize this behavior, but you're not going to check it because he your homeboy and because he called you and y'all pillow talk and y'all have all these conversations. So you're not going to check it because that's your buddy, your homeboy. So you would put someone else, another cast member's life in danger, knowing that he's a loose cannon, knowing that he can pop off at any minute on this woman and do something dangerous. There's plenty of people sitting in prison for doing something that they didn't mean to do out of anger. I'm going to say it again. It is plenty of people who are sitting in prison right now for doing something in a moment of anger. You can get mad at a person and push them the wrong way, and if they fall and hit their head the wrong way, that's your life in prison. That's why you have to be in control of yourself. Martell has no control. And when he have these outbursts with Melody, the way he was, and I keep saying it, Vegas, let's go back to Vegas, because that's where we've seen him be his most aggressive towards her. Suppose he'd have walked around that counter when and I showed y'all the picture, and I think I still have it in my phone, where he was gritting his teeth and mad at her. I think I still have it. I hope I didn't delete it. Let me see. Oh, I do have it. I do. All right. Let me share this picture so I can give you guys a visual of what I'm talking about. Right here. He was yelling and fussing at Melody. I'm talking about he was yelling so he had veins popping out the front of his head at Melody about stuff that went on in their marriage. Now, mind you, they are on a Vegas trip, on a vacation trip, and everybody's in this house. This is his whole demeanor and mentality towards this woman. Now, suppose he would have hopped around that counter and put his hands on her in that moment, in a moment of rage. He could have hurt or done something worse to her. Let me show y'all the next picture. Because if you're watching my channel, I need him to see himself. Look at this. Look at this. A person with that mentality will take it too far. That's beyond angry right there. That's being beyond angry. Look at his face. Look at his stance. Everything about him in this picture shows that he has the capability to take it too far in a moment's notice. Now, if he's doing this on national television in front of cameras, what has he done behind closed doors? Look at that picture. Women, for those of you that are staying with men who are aggressive, and I keep saying there's levels to abuse. We're going to talk about it this morning. It's levels to abuse. If you with a person who raised their voice and verbally attack you, it's only going to escalate to them putting their hands on you. Thank you, Chef Don for being in the house today, sir. Let's show you the picture again, so you can get a mental picture for those of you out here that think that is love. Look at this man's face. He has every intention to hurt this woman, whether it's verbally, mentally, psychologically, physically, you name it, emotionally. Emotional pain can be worse than physical pain because that stays with you. It's a constant reminder for you of what this person has said and done to mentally break you down. And when you have a person with that mentality that will mentally break you down, the physical is on the way. And I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. Get far away from people who have that mentality. That's not love, women. That is not love. Okay. Thank you, Sassy T from the 803 for being here, ma'am. Get far away from people with that mentality. I'm going to keep showing the picture because it's somebody that's going through that. Look at that rage. I see somebody else putting it in the thing in the chat, says unhinged. When the person has that mentality, look at him. That's disgust for this woman. That's no love there. I don't know what Carlos is talking about. The love that the two of you guys have for one another. That's not love. That is not love. Look, whatever he's saying to her in that moment, he is saying to her, you disgust me. I hate you. Because you left me. Because you didn't stay with me. You embarrassed me by divorcing me. You know I needed you. That is what he's saying to her in so many words. Martell is embarrassed because Melody left him and divorced him because he knew that he could not make it without her, but he cannot take accountability to the fact that he caused the situation. And that's what we're talking about with narcissistic people. Women, if you are with men, or women, if you're with a man who verbally beat you down, or men, because men can be abused as well. Get out of that. Learn the signs of abuse. If you're getting screamed on, the next level is definitely going to be a push. The next level after that is going to be something worse. You guys have seen enough First 48 and enough For My Mans and enough, whatever. It's plenty of shows out there that you can watch where things just escalate, where people stay in situations that you should have left a long time ago because you don't want to be alone. And it's a lot of women that go through that. Oh, he pays most of the bills. I don't know how I'm going to make it if I walk out the door and leave with these kids. I don't know how I'm going to make it. There are programs set up out there to help women in situations such as that. This woman left with nothing. That meaning no beds for her children, to where they had to sleep on blow-up beds. She left clothes behind. She left all that stuff behind to have peace of mind. And I keep saying it. Once you have peace, there's nothing else, baby, that's better than that. And I keep saying it. You can get in your bed and lay in your bed and you ain't got to worry about nobody yelling at you. You ain't got to worry about where nobody is at. You ain't got to worry about him busting in the room and disturbing your peace. Walk out that door. Get your kids and get them up out of there. If you're raising daughters, you are raising them to see that that's the type of behavior that they are supposed to expect from a man when they get older. And that's just on period. You're teaching them to repeat that cycle. It is not okay for somebody to get up in your face and yell at you and put hands on you and talk to you like you're a dog and then try to turn it into love. Don't yell in my face and call me a dog and talk to me like a dog and go buy me no flowers and think I'm supposed to stay there and continue to put up with that mess because you came back with some flowers. That's some Ike Turner mess. He put paws on Tina Turner and went out and got a bouquet of flowers or roses and laid them on the bed, and she was supposed to just stay with him and accept that and see that as love. Stop doing that, women. It's so many women that lose their lives over domestic violence because they're afraid to leave. They don't know how to leave because after a while, you kind of get comfortable in a situation to where you just don't know how to get out of a situation. So it's important as women to band together and talk to other women. If you know somebody in a situation like that, don't be afraid to talk to them. If you have a friend that you know is getting screamed on and being mistreated, insert yourself in that situation, because you don't want to hear that that person have lost their life over staying in a situation that's thinking that it's love when it's really not. I had a friend that was in that situation and would come to work, y'all, with black eyes and be wearing shades. I'm like, why she got on shades at work? Black eyes at work. This man was taking her car. He didn't even work, mind you. He did not work. This girl had 2 daughters, and I'm not going to say her name, but I want to use this as an example because that they hit home for me. And I pulled her aside in the break room at work, and I had a conversation with her. And I let her know, baby, listen, I'm trying to get in your business, but you coming to work with black eyes, you got daughters at home that's watching this. This man is dropping you off in your car. He don't work. So what you need my car for all day, riding around, and you don't work? You dropping me off at work. She's standing out in the rain, waiting on him to pick her up in her car. And she work, he don't. That's the type of mentality that women sometimes allow themselves to be in for the sake of saying you got somebody and that this person love you. That's not love. Know the difference between love. Love don't hurt. Love don't put their hands on you. Love don't degrade you. Okay? I don't know who I'm talking to today, but baby, it's not that serious. Love yourself. We always talk about it over here. Take yourself out to eat. Take yourself shopping. Melody started from the bottom, baby. Look at her. If she can do it, you are no different. Everybody has a gift within them. Everybody has a certain purpose in their life that you are meant to exude, that you are meant to do. So don't stay in a situation because you're scared to make a move. Put one foot in front of the other. You don't know where you're going to wind up. Pray about that thing. Say, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to get where I'm going, but I'm going to put this foot in front of the other and you guide me and tell me what I need to do from there. I got my children. I don't know how I'm going to feed them. You don't know. God can allow someone to come and just put some money, a total stranger, put money in your hand. You ain't got to know them. You don't have to know these people. There's certain people, he will put it in their heart and in their spirit to just walk up to you and bless you out of nowhere. And that's going to take you to the next level and to the next point you need to go. Stop holding on to situations that's detrimental and toxic just to say that you got somebody or because you're in fear to move forward in your life. I applaud Melody because she is a roadmap for so many women out here who have been through or who's going through that type of situation. It's not worth you losing your life. It's really not, because we're all here for a purpose. Don't allow someone to interrupt your purpose. Okay? That's all I got for you guys this morning. I wanted to just give that insight this morning. Do not allow a person to interrupt your purpose for your life. Okay? Melody has a destiny set for her life. She's creating a legacy for her children. And with her staying with Martell and listening to everybody else telling her, oh, you should stay with him. You should stay with him because they're on the outside looking in. You don't know everything. And we still don't know everything that she went through. All we know is what we've seen on national television and what she's talked about in interviews. It's still some really hurtful things that I'm sure she's been through with Martell that we just don't know about that will make us be like, what? That is why she decided to grab her children up and a newborn baby. Sugar Mom was a newborn baby and walk out that door. She knew how she was going to make it. She didn't have no beds. She didn't really have it like that. But she stepped out on faith and she kept going for the sake of not being in a situation and continuing to cry and be mentally. She said in an interview, she could have lost her mind continuing to stay with Martell because that's what he was playing on. That was his goal, to make this woman snap and lose her mind. Okay. When you lose your mind, everything else is gone. Your mind is what controls everything about you. So if your mind is gone, it's a wrap. And that's what he was playing on. Martell knows he's very smart in that aspect. He's not book smart, but he knows as a narcissist, he knows what to do in terms of playing with these women's emotions and their mental. That's how he got Ariane. He's got her mental. He knows that he can say whatever he want to say to this girl and she will do it. And when she buck up and don't want to do it, he knows what to say to her to make her do it. So he's very smart in that regard. And that's why I keep talking to the women. Stop allowing men like Martell. Narcissistic, dangerous, man. He's dangerous. That's why he stay in that gym so that you can look past all the inconsistencies as it relates to him and look at that body and you be like, oh God, you be so mesmerized by what you see by his physical appearance that you don't see all the other emotional messed up stuff going on about him. And that's how women get messed up. You get on these dating sites and you say, oh, he look good. Because that's the first thing you see in a person is how they look. That's why you got to take time to date them. Melody married Martell right out of college. He knew what he was doing because he had already seen where she was going. She was smart. She was doing his homework. He already knew she was a keeper. So right out of college, she really didn't have time to live her life. She didn't have time to live her life. Right out of college, boom, she's married. There goes her life. Now I don't have time to go out and shopping and hanging with the girls and doing stuff that I want to do. Now I'm somebody's wife. Now I got to cater to you. Now I done lost who I am as a woman because I got to run behind you. You want me to cook every day. Then she said she stayed pregnant. Every time she turned around, she was getting pregnant. So she really didn't have time for herself. And now that she's successful, her children are growing up. She's able to do the things that she wanted to do now in her life. He hates that because he cannot be a part of that because he stripped that from her. Just like the devil. He came in at a moment to strip her life away from her. And he was jealous of her and tried to keep her back. And there's men out there that's like that. Don't be with no jealous man because that's the result. Okay. Martell is the roadmap to the type of man that you do not want to be with out here. And I don't want to bash him, but I'm just speaking facts as it relates to him. He continues to display and show how immature and how abusive that he can be. And that's just a fact. Until you show us different, Martell, then that's all we can talk about as it relates to you. You have no goals or aspirations in life except to come after this woman and continue to disrupt her life. If you really care about her as the mother of your children, step back and allow her to be great. A person that don't want you to be great will do anything to you. Thank you so much, KBR, for the super chat. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get off here, and you guys have a great day. Thank you so much, Sassy T from 803 for being here. Thank you so much, Chef Don Don. I think Miss Ann, she's usually in here. If she is, thanks for being here as well. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats this morning. Thank you. We got 448 in Car Chronicles this morning, 233 likes. Can we get more likes, y'all? Really? Let's get some more likes. Let's get some more likes. If you didn't hit the like button on your way in, please hit it on your way out. We had some very good content this morning. I hope you guys enjoy Car Chronicles. It is Friday. If I run across any more burning tea, honey, then we will go ahead and hop back on here later on today and reconnect with you guys again. All right. Enjoy your Friday and goodbye. Oh, thank you, mods, for doing such a great job. If I didn't already say that, thank you guys for mods for doing such a great job. And also, please subscribe. Okay, if you did not subscribe to this channel, thank you. Says, please do drag. T-Sharp said, please do drag. Thank you for being here. Okay, enjoy your Friday. Goodbye.